Hi, my name is Holly, and I'm here today interviewing the soon-to-be graduate of the Multimedia and Design program at DeVry University of Columbus, Susan Lau. Hi, Susan. It's wonderful to have this opportunity to visit with you and find out more about you.
Well, thank you for being here. I really appreciate you spending time with me today.
Yeah. All right. Well, Susan, you already have a degree from DeVry in web graphic design. Is that right?
Yep, I got my degree in web graphic design in March of 2011. So that means I started in 2009. And I really enjoyed my program, but I could tell at the end of my program I knew how to design websites, but I really didn't know how to build them. And so I felt like I really needed to continue on and go for a bachelor's degree.
Well, that's wonderful. Can you tell me a little bit about what distinguishes your degree in MMD from one in web graphic design?
Well, I would say that the major difference is the types of technologies that we studied. So, for example, in web graphic design, we learned how to design a basic website. We learned about the principles of design, about art. We learned about resolutions on the computer screen. We learned how to use some basic software such as Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, those kinds of things. And in multimedia design and development, we take all of those skills, but we actually are applying them to different areas. So we would be applying them to tutorials, for example, for education, and for mobile technology such as iPads and cell phones, that kind of thing.
Very cool. So would you say that your degree in multimedia design is an extension or an elaboration of your web graphic design program?
Well, I would say that it's both, really, because the things that I studied in multimedia design and development, although they are different, you still have to use the basic skills that you learned in web graphic design in order to design a tutorial that's meant for the web. So, but on the other hand, it is an entirely different skill to be able to make a tutorial as opposed to build a website. So I would say that it's both an elaboration and an extension, really.
Awesome. And I understand that you have degrees in education and foreign language. Is that correct?
Yep, that's right. I have a bachelor's degree from the University of Michigan, and that was in education. And then I have a degree from Ohio State University, my master's in foreign language education with a specialization in teaching English as a second language. So I have taught everything from elementary school through middle-aged sojourners who are working at the Honda plant. And I really have enjoyed my time as an educator. One thing, of course, I was lacking being at home raising my children for many years was the knowledge of technology, and that's something I needed to build, and that's why I headed back to DeVry when my children were all grown and out of the house.
That's wonderful. How do you plan to utilize your newly learned design skills together with other skill sets you already have?
Well, I think having the know-how in technology leaves a lot of fields wide open for me. And there's always education, there's always tutorials that need to be written for students or learning programs, that kind of thing. There's always teaching students about technology, which is something I certainly would look forward to doing now and could do now because I have the knowledge to do that. I, certainly could apply my skills working for an employer who maybe specializes in educational technology, or, for a company who has clients that need to have websites built for them. I think DeVry has given me an excellent background in all of those areas. So I feel that I would be well prepared to go into really any job in education or in a technological field.
Yeah, that's exciting. I think it's a really neat field to be in right now.
It is. Yeah, it is.
So now that you've nearly finished your degree, what are your plans? What do you hope to do?
Well, first, graduate. That'll be in June. And then after that, of course, start the job search process. And one thing for certain I know that I absolutely want to do is continue to learn about coding. I just find that whole area so fascinating, and being a language person, myself. I know that languages, once you learn one, the next one tends to be a little bit easier because you sort of understand the system behind the language. And I've been told that computer languages are very much the same. And the JavaScript that I've studied and some of the Adobe scripting and certainly the SQL that I've learned, I've really, really enjoyed that. So now that I have a grip on what multimedia development and design is all about, I really would like to focus on interactivity and learning how to make anything that I build have the capacity to draw the learner or the audience in more. And I think that learning how to code gives you a lot more leverage in terms of how you approach the subject of teaching or educating people who are working online. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, you sound really passionate about it. That's wonderful. Best of luck to you, and I, for one, will look forward to seeing more of your work in the near future.
Well, thank you, Holly. I appreciate you being here very much.
Yes.